Support for Extraordinary Indiana comes from
Low cost, reliable, environmentally responsible. The Indiana Municipal Power Agency.
I came to hazard all for the freedom of America and to fight for liberty. These are the words of Casimir Pulaski, a Polish nobleman who served as brigadier general under George Washington. Welcome to Extraordinary Indiana. I'm Laura Sheets, and this week we are visiting Pulaski County, located about halfway between Indianapolis and Chicago, a county with a long-standing entrepreneurial culture. What we've seen is that the geography and topography of an area are the basis for the business and industry that develops in a community. Pulaski County was one of the latter Indiana counties to be settled, due to the fact that it was primarily swampland. Draining the surface was a key factor. Many immigrants of the area were of Northern European extraction, including many German and Dutch, who were familiar with the idea of land reclamation for agricultural purposes. Under the water, they found rich topsoil over a layer of clay. A major industry that developed in Pulaski County around 1880 was the manufacturing of clay drainage tiles, which in turn sparked an economic boom. Nathan Origer has served as Director of Economic Development for Pulaski County since April of 2011.
The entrepreneurial spirit here grows out of this agricultural tradition. Farm families are typically self-sufficient and reliant, and it shows here. They have a spirit that suggests the people of this county are not just waiting for progress to come to them. So you see community developing all the things needed to reinvent itself from an agrarian society into a modern industrial center. Communities that grow and thrive are those that have the ability to reinvent themselves.
Pulaski County has an advantage because the early success it enjoyed in the 20th century allowed its communities to put in place a high-quality infrastructure that made them self-sufficient and served as a foundation for future generations to build upon. You really have all the amenities you might find in a large city. Great library, first-run movies, a rich mixture of local arts and mercantile coupled with small-town sensibility.
Early leaders recognized that education is a lifeblood of the community.
Both county high schools have received a grade A rating. Emphasis is placed on youth retention, college readiness, work readiness, and entrepreneurial thinking. Good higher education opportunities are available nearby through Purdue University, Valparaiso University, Notre Dame, Ancilla College, and Ivy Tech. Ivy Tech has also been instrumental in leading workforce development efforts in the county. Mike Fetterspell explains their philosophy.
We want to be here to meet the needs of employers on an ongoing basis, not just project by project. We want to be here and helping meet those needs. So we want to constantly communicate with employers on what the needs are. The needs currently are manufacturing, maintenance, leadership, supervision. Those needs could change in the future. Nathan with the Pulaski County Economic Development has been real integral in introducing us to current leaders with industry in Pulaski County. And that partnership, that willingness to listen and include Ivy Tech in the conversation and invite us to events and allow us to speak is really important. And it's important to have a partner like Nathan and like Pulaski County Economic Development to include us. And he understands we're here to listen and we're here to offer relevant programs that employers need in the area.
Entrepreneurship is so important that we're even teaching it at the high school level.
Brandon Burgess teaches business classes at Winnemac High School and is the facilitator for the annual entrepreneurship competition.
The program allows my students to understand that there's opportunities for them to come back to Pulaski County and be successful. If they go away to college, if they have an idea for a business, they can come back and be successful with a business here in Pulaski County. We've received assistance from the Pulaski County Office of Economic Development as well as the Small Business Development Center. We brought in a lender from a local bank that explained financial projections and basically what it takes to obtain a loan for a small business. We bring in a panel of judges from our local chamber and development commission, and they help the students understand the process and they review and score the final plans. We want students to see that it's possible to pursue their dreams where they have their roots.
And in order to do that, we need this excellent education system, the support we provide, and top-notch healthcare facilities.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital provides an extensive range of healthcare services for the county. One of the few independent hospitals remaining in Indiana, it was recognized as a top 20 critical access hospital for quality, a coveted award conveyed by the National Rural Health Association.
Thanks to the efforts of those who came before us, Pulaski County offers a low cost of living with comfortable and affordable housing, as well as a low cost of doing business. We enjoy a strong manufacturing base and community support. There are sites available in our industrial park with all the infrastructure in place, including fiber. We are served by 2 major U.S. highways with a good central location for logistics, easy access to Chicago, and the most efficient deep water port on the Great Lakes. This is also a wonderful place to live thanks to our many great recreational amenities.
The communities enjoy the opportunities provided by the Tippecanoe River State Park, several area trails, and 10 golf courses within a 40-minute radius. 3 examples of success in Pulaski County can be seen at Fratco, a corrugated plastic pipe company that has evolved from one of the original 1880s clay tile factories. Gutwein Popcorn, a family-owned and operated business. Each year, they bring to market 30 to 35 million pounds of popcorn. And the Braun Corporation, an international manufacturer of customized minivans and lifts for wheelchair access. Encouraging the entrepreneurial spirit, Pulaski County has all the pieces in place to reinvent itself, providing a firm foundation for the next 100 years. For Extraordinary Indiana, I'm Laura Sheets.
Hi, I'm Ron Gifford. When measuring the quality of life, we often focus on those things we can touch or see. But today we're going behind the scenes, or more accurately, beneath the ground, to see how one company's products literally support that quality of life in a large way. Fratco, a growing business in Francisville, Indiana, is one of the Midwest's leading manufacturers of corrugated pipe, with plants in Indiana, St. Anne, Illinois, and Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Fratco was recognized in 2013 as one of Indiana's companies to watch by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Eric Doden is president of the IEDC.
The Overmeyer family is a remarkable story of entrepreneurship in Indiana. They're now in their 4th generation and they've reinvented themselves, which of those who've been in business understand the difficulty it is to do that. And because of those things, they're a company to watch.
This area was once a great swamp, but below the rich topsoil is a layer of dark clay. In the late 1800s, as many as 1,200 manufacturers in Indiana and Illinois were making clay pipes from this natural resource, including the Francisville Brick and Tile Company. In 1923, E.C. Overmeyer bought the plant and began producing clay tiles to keep farm crops drained for maximum production. The company's manufacturing processes and materials continued without much change into the 1950s. As new materials became more widely available in the 1960s, the company saw that there was a great future in plastics, and corrugated plastic drainage pipes became the mainstay of the company's growing business. The business steadily grew with the hard work and commitment of Rich and Helen Overmeyer, and eventually passed to their son Steve, who headed the company from 1975 to 2005. Chris Overmeyer, the great-grandson of E.C. Overmeyer and a Rose-Hulman mechanical engineering graduate, is now president of Fratco.
Eventually, any pipe made from clay is going to break down in the soil. Today's material science, though, allows us to make a piece of pipe that's much lighter from polyethylene, which in the same installed conditions and installed properly can last for over 100 years. We can also make this pipe from recycled material when allowed by the standards and can still last for 100 years, but is environmentally responsible and also allows the end user to save a couple of pennies.
I can understand why your family began the clay tile business here, but with the company's growth in plastics, it's a little surprising that the business hasn't moved to a more expeditious location.
Being able to expedite our product is exactly what makes Francisville a really good location. We've got state and federal highways really close. We've got a main rail line right next to us, and our raw material comes in on the rail line. So we have everything we need to bring material in and ship material out in an expeditious fashion. In addition to our manufacturing facility, when you manufacture pipe from between 3-inch and 5 feet diameter, you require a lot of storage space. And outside, we have about 20 acres under stone for a storage facility. Francisville provides an economic way for that to take place, and it would be ineffective for us to try to transfer 20 acres of storage space somewhere else.
So you have good existing infrastructure, easy access to transportation, and affordable options for your manufacturing and storage facilities.
We have great cooperation in the area. We've got good schools, a good workforce. Francisville is known as the small town with a big heart, and I think that matches our culture here at Fratco perfectly.
As we toured the Fratco plant, Chris explained the properties of corrugated plastic pipe, which can last at least 100 years when properly installed. Fratco receives its plastic pellet material by rail and stores it in these silos. They produce miles of corrugated plastic pipe every day for a wide range of agricultural and commercial applications. What began with agricultural products for field drainage has expanded to include applications for road and highway construction, storm sewers and water retention areas, residential downspouts, roof and foundation drains, walkways, athletic fields and golf course drainage, ventilation and air handling, mining and forestry products. Chris knows the science of corrugated plastic pipe manufactured in sizes that range from 3 inches to 5 feet in diameter.
We're committed to continuous product improvements and being good stewards of the environment and of resources. One of our most significant opportunities for growth is in producing products blended from primarily recycled materials. We strive for a zero-waste production process. In this lab, we make sure the combinations of materials result in the high-quality products we're known for.
Fratco has invested heavily in new high-end equipment and lab space. They employ more than 70 people with good wages and benefits at their Francisville facility and offer internships to students from Purdue and other universities. Fratco is another example of an established Indiana business, family-owned, nearly 100 years old, that has reinvented itself and is now well-positioned to take advantage of the growth and opportunities ahead of it in the future. It's literally supporting many of the life amenities we all enjoy. For more information and connections, visit our website at extraordinaryindiana.com.
Francisville is a community of about 800 people, not a particularly populous area for Indiana. But it is unusual to find a community where 1 in 4 people are entrepreneurs. After the Northern European settlers drained the land, they found rich farmland perfect for growing all sorts of crops. But who knew this would become a haven for popcorn farmers? Perhaps again, that entrepreneurial spirit took a hand in determining the area's destiny. This area is particularly well suited for growing popcorn due to the average rainfall, aided by the county's proximity to Lake Michigan and temperatures which are conducive to growing this crop. As well, the proximity to Chicago shipping outlets has allowed this Hoosier snack to be supplied globally, making significant inroads most recently into the Asian market. But perhaps the real story here is the climate of community cooperation. Harvey Gutwein is the patriarch and general manager of Gutwein Popcorn, a family-owned and operated business. His great-grandfather, Philip, immigrated to this area in 1906 from Austria-Hungary. In July 2014, Harvey took part in an Indiana economic trade mission to Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, which resulted in increased sales to this corner of the world. Indiana State Department of Agriculture officials noted that Harvey practically had many Taiwanese eating Indiana popcorn right out of his hand at the food show.
We started Gutwein Popcorn Company in 1998. Prior to that, I was in the seed corn business with family. I have 4 brothers, and we were in the seed business together, Gutwein Seed. In the early 90s, I left there, and then we transitioned into the popcorn business. Laura, we went into the popcorn business because being out of the seed business, we had irrigated acres available, and we were able to grow popcorn on those acres. And it was only natural for us to do this, and you can get high quality popcorn with irrigated acres. It was very much the same as the seed business. Even the processing equipment was very similar, and it was only natural for us to work into that.
So what's been the most challenging growing pain you've had to overcome?
Over the years since we started, as our business grew, our facility was not keeping up with our growth. So we needed to increase our processing, our storage, our warehouse, and just about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we started planning, and just within the last year, we actually started using our new facility. And that has been the most challenging.
Pulaski County is one of the top popcorn producing counties in the country, contributing to Indiana's rank as second largest producer in the United States. Sun Lance manages the 2,000-acre family farm, and Gutwein contracts for an additional 4,000 acres. Each year, they bring to market 30 to 35 million pounds of popcorn.
Our community is a good place to raise popcorn. We have fertile soils around Francesville. We also have good highways for transportation from field to field. And we also have farmers around here that we're able to contract other corn with to meet our needs on our acres.
Tyler Gutwein manages the family's new state-of-the-art processing facility. The process is time-consuming and exacting, and as the end result is an edible commodity, it's tightly focused on cleanliness. So what makes a really good kernel of popcorn?
It all starts with variety selection. This is yellow butterfly. It is the most common type of popcorn. It's what's used in movie theaters, microwave popcorn, and home consumption for popping and air poppers. There is moisture in every kernel of popcorn. It has to be between 13.2 and 14.2 to get the best expansion, which the average expansion is about 45 times the original size. Here in Pulaski County, we have great access to Chicago. We're directly between Chicago and Indianapolis, and Chicago's a big container hub for export. From Chicago, it'll just get on a rail over to the coast and get on a ship.
Having grown up in Pulaski County, as we look at the soils, the climate, for the agriculture, it works very well for us. And in order to look at another area, you would want to look at why would you leave? And we look at Pulaski County, everything is here. We don't need to leave.
Dubbed America's fighting food during World War II, popcorn production in Indiana is really on the upswing. This sixth-generation Pulaski County family is bucking the trend of brain drain and ensuring that those of us who like a little popcorn with our butter and salt have many years of local munching ahead of us. For more information, check out the Extraordinary Indiana website. I'm Laura Sheets. I sometimes wonder if I would have the strength and determination to deal with life from a wheelchair. The Braun Corporation was built by a man who lived most of his life from one. His belief in accessibility for all was not just a hope for the future, but also a fundamental tenet of how he ran his business. Ralph Braun was born in 1940 in Winnemac to what he refers to as dirt farmers in his 2010 autobiography, Rise Above. But those farmers became Ralph's first real heroes when at age 6 he was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy and was told he wouldn't live to see his teens. His devoted parents never doubted that Ralph could do anything he set his mind to. By age 72, Ralph Braun had led the most extraordinary of lives, starting from building his own motorized wheelchair to leading the world's largest manufacturer of mobility equipment and vehicles. Nick Gutwein currently serves as Braun's president and CEO, a corporation that now reaches into 4 continents.
The Braun Corporation and the Braun Ability story is truly a story about Ralph Braun, the man. He believed absolutely that every person has immense value based on their God-given ability, and given proper tools can make a significant contribution. We've really institutionalized our ability to innovate, design, and produce mobility products. Over the past decade, our talent, woven together by our lean culture with our emphasis on collaboration for efficiency, has developed into a powerhouse of new product development, evidenced by the dozens of new products introduced and our growing market share. We plan to add engineering talent and collaborate with Purdue University on advanced processes and designs that will take us into the next decade.
Ralph Braun believed that necessity is the mother of invention. Ralph knew how to make things that would open the world to a person in a wheelchair. He was self-educated in engineering. This historic timeline links Ralph Braun's product development periods to sweeping changes in our laws, like the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. The images and information depict Ralph Braun's impact on millions of lives across the globe. As a teen, he was a voracious reader, scouring, analyzing, and memorizing data from Popular Science and Popular Mechanics publications. He built his first mechanized vehicle by attaching a kitchen chair to the foundation of a riding mower. He then customized an old postal Jeep to accommodate his motorized wheelchair and made hand-operated driving controls. From that point on, he became convinced that every person in a wheelchair had the right to be mobile, and he dedicated his life and this company to that principle. Regarding his sense of timing, not long before he passed away in early 2013, Ralph felt the need to reorganize the company all the way from the top. He wanted to ensure the commitment of this organization continued well into the future, headquartered right here in Winnemac. Tom Eastman is Braun's CFO.
The Braun Corporation and its subsidiaries have global annual revenues of more than $400 million. We have over 1,100 employees worldwide, of which 860 are from the Pulaski County area. We've improved the lives of millions of people that have used our products in the public transportation sector, as well as having more than 100,000 accessible minivans on the road today. Our products are sold and distributed through a network of independent mobility dealer partners that share our values for servicing the needs of our common customers.
As the world's population ages, injured veterans return from combat, and international laws continue to change, the demand for Braun's products is increasing dramatically. They're very committed to on-the-job training and internship experiences that will help build a skilled workforce as the company grows. Jeff Hermanson, VP of Operations, showed us some of Braun's products in their showroom. Various wheelchair lifts for school buses and other public vehicles are on display, as well as a minivan with Braunability customization.
Our minivans feature a wide side entry, a lowered floor, and a kneeling system. They're wheelchair accessible, yet they're sleek from the outside.
On their 3 assembly lines, they modify Chrysler, Honda, and Toyota minivans to be accessible. Factory parts are disassembled and stored. The floor is lowered to accommodate the wheelchair access features. The side or rear door is fitted with a wide ramp to make the vehicle easily accessible. Original factory parts are reinstalled wherever possible, and custom manufactured parts are added to match the interior and exterior of the vehicle.
Ralph believed in listening to the needs of the people that use his products. But perhaps the sensitivity also caused him to understand that access comes in many forms. He felt that it was imperative to the growth of the company to listen to the employees who build the parts. By doing so, we are able to improve our manufacturing processes as well as our products. It's a real win-win situation.
You can clearly see that our workforce is making us a better company. We keep our operations in Winnemac because we have excellent modernized facilities, affordable and expandable infrastructure, strong private and public partnerships, extremely capable employees with a tremendous work ethic and small town values, good access to health care, viable transportation options with easy access to Chicago and Indy, affordable housing, and quality schools and training programs. It's very interesting. Recently, one of our largest competitors just announced that they're moving their operations from California to Mexico. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay right here.
Ralph Braun and his clever inventions have improved the world for all of us. The culture of Pulaski County, Indiana is much like its historic namesake, bold, determined, and committed to quality. Fratco is the result of a 4-generation family company that began as farmers, grew a successful agricultural drainage pipe business, and reinvented itself into a producer of plastic pipe and other products. Gutwein Popcorn, a family-owned and operated business, making significant inroads most recently into the Asian market. The challenges Ralph Braun overcame at a personal level, as an inventor, and as a head of an international corporation are inspiring. The leadership team he established is committed to keeping the Braun Corporation headquarters here in Winnemac.
Pulaski County offers a very friendly business climate. It has location, infrastructure, affordable housing, good educational options, excellent healthcare facilities, and fine recreational amenities.
For a small county in northwestern Indiana, you sure have a lot of big things happening here. Thank you, Nathan. And thanks for watching. I'm Laura Sheets for Extraordinary Indiana.
Support for Extraordinary Indiana comes from
low cost, reliable, environmentally responsible, the Indiana Municipal Power Agency.